Marc Guéhi, Ezri Konsa, Tino Livramento, Jarrell Konsa, John Stones, and Jed Spence. Right, so this is where the controversy begins, right? This is where I've got a little bit of issues with this defence. Because, I mean, again, I'm being a little bit biased here as a Chelsea fan, but I believe Levi Cole should have made the call up. And I think him alongside Marc Guéhi, with those line-breaking passes, with that pace, with that just defensive IQ, it would have been perfect. It would have been a great, solid defence. Both defenders, they know what winning's like. You know, you've got Levi Cole winning Club World Cup, Conference League. I know, right? Not a major trophy, but it's still a European trophy. Okay, so we got to account for that. And of course, Marc Guéhi winning the FA Cup and I believe Carabao Cup as well. So I think that would have been an ideal duo. Dan Burns getting called up. I can't see this being anything but a last-minute sub to either just defend the aerial balls or just try get a last-minute goal if we're ever in that position. I don't really want to see him in the starting 11. Obviously, he can play left-back as well. But, yeah, he's going to get rinsed if he plays there with his lack of pace. I mean, 6'7"? It's going to come in handy, but I don't think this was the right call, personally. You've got Jed Spence in there as well. This is the biggest, like, controversial one because at the start of the season, you had people saying he can get the call up. But if you look at the way Tottenham finished this season, this is the most bizarre calling ever, because you could understand someone like Tino Livramento, who's, if you ask me, he's number 2 from Reece James, right? That is, if Reece James is going to play that fullback position. I know with his recent injuries and hamstring, he might not be able to bump up the pitch as much as someone like Livramento can. Stick him in midfield and he can do a job, but and also centre back. But Jed Spence, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't trust him defensively, and I think going forward as well, I don't think he offers much attacking prowess as someone like Alexander Arnold. Do you know what I mean? I think this is the biggest, because you could argue someone like Southgate, who is a bit like nepotism, like listens to the fans. He just he chooses who everybody would expect him to choose. And you could argue it's kind of worked, right? We've come to the finals. We've been so close before, but never got over the line. So I've got to give praise to Tuchel, because he's got some balls. He's got some balls in him to choose a lineup like this. I read somewhere that this lineup is being built and tailored around Harry Kane. So I don't know how Jed Spence would suit Harry Kane, but that could be just completely wrong. Konsa, I mean, I don't really know too much about what he's done this season. I know he was at Liverpool. I, again, a bit biased, but I would have chosen someone like Tomori over him. I just rate Tomori personally. But I know Maguire as well, he's had a good season, but he's not got the call. So, yeah, it's interesting. You could have argued Maguire over Dan Burn, because Maguire, again, he's such a bully in the air, right? He can get a goal in him, especially towards the dying minutes of the game. Just like stick him in the box last minute and he'll get the equaliser or the winner. So yeah, I think this is going to be interesting. John Stones is in there as well, which is quite funny considering he won't have a club by the end of the season. So how has he made it into the World Cup? I don't know. I believe it's probably to do with his experience in the sort of like senior senior leadership in the team. He's obviously won so much. His accolades speak for themselves, but I don't think he justifies the spot. Personally, I think he can do a job there, definitely, but yeah, this is an interesting defence for sure. Moving on to midfield. Now, this is arguably the most controversial decision from Tuchel. We've got Elliot Anderson, Jude Bellingham, Jordan Henderson. Yep, Henderson is in there. Kobbie Mainoo, Declan Rice, and Morgan Rogers. Now, for me, looking at this, the biggest concern, just straight to my eyes, is where the hell is Morgan Gibbs-White, right? He didn't just score all those goals for nothing, right? I would love to see him at Chelsea, personally. I think there could be a deal done there as well, considering how low Forest finished. But he arguably kept them up. He arguably kept Nottingham Forest up. And he's not made it into the World Cup squad. So, yeah, you've got Kobbie Mainoo in there. He's, ever so young. I think he's had a good season. Obviously, he's getting more game time now under Carrick than he did with Amorim, which is good to see. But, you look at the squad and you think, could Wharton have made the squad over him? Moving on to the attack, you've got Eberechi Eze, you've got Harry Kane, Marcus Rashford, Anthony Gordon, Noni Madueke, Bukayo Saka, Ivan Toney, and Ollie Watkins. Is this the same Ivan Toney that went to Saudi Arabia for the bag? Is this the same Ivan Toney that had those betting scandals? I'm joking, of course. I don't know, man. That is a huge gamble. Okay, let's speak about this. Let's speak about Ivan Toney. He obviously had a great spell at Brentford. It came to, after like 2 or 3 good seasons for them. Naturally, you want to progress, and he was linked to clubs like Arsenal, Chelsea as well. Everyone's linked with Chelsea, to be honest. But he ended up going to Saudi. And I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't believe a player who's been to Saudi should be making it into the World Cup squad. I think the intensity of the league just isn't high enough to justify your place over someone like Dominic Solanke, right? I know he's had his fair share of injuries, but if I'm Solanke, I'm vexed. I'm so vexed that I've not made that squad. Ollie Watkins, Aston Villa speak for themselves, really, just how good they've done. He's played an integral part in that squad as well. But Ivan Toney. So you've got Noni Madueke in there as well. Naturally, I've got some bad blood between him. I believe in Chelsea right before the final of the Club World Cup. So obviously I was smiling when Arsenal fumbled the Champions League. So make sure to check that video if you haven't already. But so apparently, again, this is going back to the theory with the squad being built around Harry Kane. Saka and Noni, they're almost like for like interchangeable players, right? In terms of that pace, they're very direct. Marcus Rashford, Anthony Gordon. If Barcelona throw the money at United, they're going to have both of them, right? At the minute, they've just got Anthony Gordon, which, by the way, is an absolutely outrageous move. But, they're almost direct wingers, right? So you can imagine someone playing a ball over the top, them not being the runners, getting in behind the defence. So this, I can understand it. But if you look at how good Jared Bowen has been, does it make sense? I don't know. Tuchel clearly has a way that he wants to play the football. So we just have to hope it works. But I don't know. Palmer and Phil Foden being the biggest ones to miss out on the squad. Arsenal fans are going to be saying the debate between Palmer, Saka, and Foden is over. I personally don't think so. I think Palmer's had a bad season. I think this is due to the injury he went through. He held off for the surgery in hope for making it to the World Cup squad. He obviously didn't, and he's only got himself to blame, really. Maybe he should just have the surgery sooner. Maybe he was advised otherwise from the medical staff. Foden, a bit unfortunate. I thought he started the season well. He's chipped in here and there with goals, but Cherky's just coming in. He just looks class. Just absolutely marmite, really. And Saka, well, he's not been himself this season, but he's made it into the World Cup squad. I would argue because he's more of a traditional winger, and Palmer and Foden are more number 10s, which is why they have been dropped. Maybe Tuchel believes someone like a Bellingham, Morgan, Rogers can play more than one position, so he's dropped those guys. I don't know. Will it pay off? It's going to be a weird World Cup without these players. It's going to be so weird without these players. Some other notable mentions of players who have not made the squad. Luke Shaw, this one is a bit sad, really. He got that goal in the Euros, and now he's not in the squad. Lewis Hall, I want to see this guy back in the Chelsea kit, to be honest, which maybe will happen if Cucurella goes, but he has not been called up. Instead, Jed Spence has taken his spot. I think this one will be a mistake, personally. I'm going to hold my hands up and be the first one to say I think that one is arguably the biggest mistake there. Ben White also not making it into the team. I believe there's been quite a few more as well. But let me know who you believe is the player who should have made the squad and has Tuchel lost his marbles. Whoosh.